Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Everywhere you look right now, the headline always seems to read protest, protest, protest. There seems to be a protest at every single hotels used to house asylum seekers every single day at the moment. You just can't literally miss it. So, since it's everywhere and I can't miss it either, I've actually decided I'm actually gonna give it a chance to actually listen comprehensively. What is it that these people are actually complaining about? And if it makes sense. Spoiler, it probably doesn't. But before we jump into today's video, if you're new around to this channel, subscribe and also drop a like on the video. Let's get right into it.
I've known about all this migrant scandal hotel stuff for a while now, but since it's on my doorstep, I think it's right to come out, especially living here. It is taking the piss. It's taking the piss out of the British public, the taxpayers, and the future generation of our country.
We obviously have to pay for our stuff already. We have to work our asses off to get our stuff, and we get nothing for free. So why do they get everything for free and we don't?
The asylum seeker.
First of all, this is actually a talking point I actually hear from these people like very often. When you say they get things for free and we don't get things for free, that's not necessarily actually true. There are things that people do actually get for free in this country, like the healthcare. Okay, now obviously it's paid for by taxation. If you work, you pay tax, and then you people get free healthcare. But what if you don't work? People that don't work, they still have access to the free healthcare. People that are underage that go to school, they still have the opportunity to use the healthcare. So that's not necessarily true. And also, there are multiple benefits you can apply for if you don't work. If you've lost your job and you're unemployed and you have no source of income, there are benefits programs you can actually apply to actually get funding to be able to keep up with the lifestyle, or at the very minimum to be able to pay for the necessary things you need to pay for as a citizen in this country. So that's not necessarily true. The reason why they get these things for free and the whole payment for free is because there is no other alternative. You can't get these things any other way. If you don't have a job and you have no source of income, you get benefits to pay for food and drink and heat and whatever electricity, right? These people, they can't get jobs, they can't work, they don't have the right to be able to be employed, so they get these things for free. That's why, because they don't have any other way to get it. They can't work, so they can't get money, they can't get income, so they have to be provided for, and they are not being provided five-star hotel. Let's be honest, it just doesn't make sense. It's typically cramped, tiny space, and very uncomfortable.
Who come to this country on small boats, where should they be housed?
Not here, not in this country. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Not in this country.
Do you think they should be returned to where they came from?
Yep, where's the airline straight home?
Even if it's an unsafe country like Afghanistan or something.
This is the problem when people say they're coming from Afghanistan and they're fleeing. What side of the conflict are they on? Because I don't know.
My name is Constantine. I have a YouTube channel called Trigonometry. Then I talked to some people here, and you can see it's a mixed bag. I think there's some Millwall lads here with masks on. I don't think that's a particularly helpful look, frankly. But from talking to people, I just get the sense that there are a lot of people are very concerned about illegal immigration. And I understand where they're coming from. I came to this country as an immigrant myself in 1995, 96, depending how you count. At that time, 55,000 people a year were coming to Britain net, right, legally. Now it's almost that number illegally. So you can see that something very dramatic has happened to this country in this very short period of time.
Do you think Starmer's one in, one out policy with France will help shift the mood of the public?
I don't think...
Definitely not.
I mean, that man there is shouting "fucking bomb them" at the hotel. What do you think?
That man there looks mentally ill.
You understand that we respect all over this country.
We're calm, we're peaceful, and we just want what's best for the English British public and domestically in-house, and this is what we want. We want the equilibrium. We want it equalised. That's what we want.
I heard some chants over there calling the people inside the asylum hotel pedophiles. Do you believe that?
The majority, because when they came here, paedophiles, I would say they're sexual predators. Not paedophiles, they're sexual predators. And that's a...
She doesn't even know what that pedophiles are classed as sexual predators. What is she talking about?
Different terminology entirely.
I'm an incredibly concerned resident. I'm very local, just near here, and the dangers here to our children and to women are unbelievable.
This is the constant talking point. At the end of the day, a woman is more likely to be harmed and be killed by someone that is close as a partner, someone she lives with, or someone that's just close to her and in her social circle. Rather than, like, she's more likely to be killed by someone close to her than some random guy that came on a boat. Okay, this talking point that there is some form of outrage against illegal migrants because of the safety for women and children. It's insane. When you look at the sheer number of women that live in this country, most of these people that came on the small boat, they can't even have any level of interaction with most women. It's absolutely insane. It's obviously at the end of the day, they can be crimes committed by these people. But then again, everybody commits crime. It's unfortunate. But this idea that these people are gonna come here and they just for some reason gonna descend upon all the women, it's just absurd. Like it doesn't map onto reality at all. It just doesn't. A woman is more at risk by someone she lives with and someone she's close to than a random stranger. That's just pure facts.
We already know from all kinds of things that have happened all over the country, in the latest one in Epping, that it is you put 1,100 men in there, and of course they're going to have certain needs, which their culture says are perfectly all right to assault young girls. These cannot be nice people because if they come from war-torn countries, why do they leave their wives and children behind for a better life here?
Because it's very, very risky. The method to get to this country is very, very risky, and there's opportunity to actually lose your life, and that's the whole point. That literally is the whole point. You don't want to take children on this kind of like escape route because it's extremely, extremely dangerous. That's the whole point of it. So you rather just go by one person, and then once you can prove that you're coming from that place and you can get some form of protection in this country, then you can bring them off a route that literally doesn't include being on a boat for several hours, which can literally risk your own safety. That's the whole thought process behind it. It isn't just that you're just leaving them behind without any care.
That immediately tells you that these are not nice people. If they're vetted, then of course not. It's not. It's a completely different ball game. But these are unvetted. They're criminals by default. By the very fact that the first thing they do is enter a country illegally. They are criminals. So whatever you say about them, they are criminals. Also, I am very, very upset with King Charles, who is not like his mother. He's the absolute opposite. He's an Islamophile, and he has contempt for the British people, and he protects Islam. Never once said happy Easter or whatever, but yeah, anything in the Muslim culture, he's immediately there.
I mean, he did give the Christmas message.
Yeah, not for an Easter one though, did he?
Why is it acceptable for them to be put in hotels and not in detention centres or warehouses with tents until they're actually processed properly?
I mean, where would you think that people who are single males who cross the channel, where should they be put?
If they haven't gone through the correct process and they've come in illegally, we can set up warehouses very quickly or some sort of centres. Keep them in there until they're processed.
I don't think that's actually a bad idea. To reduce the cost, you can put them in like centers or like warehouses. It seems kind of like inhumane to keep people there, but if it's going to reduce the cost efficiently and also it's going to reduce the tension between these people and the people that are coming on the boats, yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea to put them in camps or like. But it just seems, from what I've seen in France doing that, it seems very, very bad. It seems almost inhumane for people to actually live in these kind of camps. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea. It will reduce the cost, and also I think it should reduce tension.
They shouldn't be in these rooms that can go up to £500 a night. It's insane.
Are the sort of centres you're talking about like the ones we see in America, like the
or even France, where they've come from? You see it in Calais. They're in warehouses and they've got tents in the warehouses. Do the same there.
The people over there are anti-racist campaigners, so by implication, they're thinking that you're racist.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think of that label?
Doesn't bother me anymore. I know I'm not a racist. I've got multiple friends from different countries all around the world, different skin colours.
I got a black friend, so therefore I'm not racist. Jackpot. Get off Jeffrey car, that is. Wow.
This side of our protest is always diverse. There's always different people from all different backgrounds over here.
The last Conservative government and the current Labour government have both promised that they were going to end small boat crossings, and they haven't. Who do you think could put an end to it?
I personally say I have no idea. I don't even think Reform would do it at this point. It seems like there's no government party out there that are actually willing to do what's right and to stop the boats.
Reform will do it. They can do it. It's just they're gonna have to like literally break all barriers and burn every bridge that's been literally established. Like leaving the ECHR, they will leave the ECHR. They will violate some rules, some international rules, to be able to get to that end goal. They will do it. It's just that they will literally like burn so many bridges to get there.
And that's interesting because Nigel Farage is kind of running his whole party right now on the promise that he would end it. I mean, why don't you have faith in that promise from him?
I've seen so many things about him online that he goes back on a view or something. It's just like the odd little bits where I don't think, even if he got in power, I don't think he would fully pull through. And maybe he'd send a few boats back, but until then, we don't know.
Nigel Farage, yeah, I like his policies. Tommy Robinson, I like his policies. But who is the best to run the country? I think personally, what we've got is reform at the moment. Is reform. I think reform would bring it to an evenish kill, and that's what I would hope for this, especially for the legacy of our children and our children's children after. It's our sovereignty birthright.
At the end of the day, it's not the migrants' fault, it's not our fault, it's not the police's fault, it's not the left's fault, it's not anyone's fault here, but yet we are now all in danger because of the government's choices, and it's the government that can simply change this, but they are choosing not to. They are pouring fuel on the fire, and this is proof of it. The UK is a volcano ready to go bang. You saw Southport, I think it'll be tenfold worse than that. We are one incident away from the country erupting. No matter where it is in the UK, the entire nation will go off. I can see it happening. People have had enough. We're not being listened to, we've been gaslit and we've taken advantage of, we've been lied to. It's constant.
My feeling is that there will be a major civil unrest here. I mean, the group across the road. I mean, they're funded by George Soros and Alex Soros' son. We know that they're funded by them. You know, like the Just Stop Oil. They're all funded by George Soros. It's the globalist agenda, and the police unfortunately protect them a lot more than they protect us.
Now, I don't know how loud you have to actually say this, right? But I just keep hearing it, but generally it just does my brain in, right? People that come on boats are not illegal, okay? It's not illegal. Now, if they come from countries and they claim that they come from war-torn countries and the country actually aren't involved in any war, then they don't meet the criteria required to be an asylum seeker. It still doesn't mean it's illegal, okay? The 1954 convention, literally, I think it's Geneva Convention, literally says asylum seeking process is a legal process. It's not illegal. Don't know how many more times that actually has to be said, because they always address these people as illegal migrants. What they're doing is breaking the law. It's not breaking the law. That needs to be understood, but they don't seem to understand that. And that's probably one of the main factors that's causing confusion when it comes to the way these people are reacting, because they already see them as people breaking the law, and then you wonder, why is the government providing a safe haven for people that are already breaking the law? But them being asylum seekers is not an illegal process. It's not. But that's just my thoughts. If you disagree, let me know your thoughts and your opinions in the comments below, and also drop a like on the video and subscribe.